It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the classicmetalshow.com. If you don't know who that is, you don't belong listening to this show. That, of course, is the queen of metal herself. That is Doro. That is new stuff. That one was called Turn It Up. It's from Forever Warriors, Forever United. And the warrior herself is on the line with us to turn it up. It is the one and the only Miss Doro Pesch. Doro, how are you?
Hey, very good. Nice talking to you again. And yeah, I'm excited. We're starting the European tour next week, and then we're heading over to the States, doing the tour with Metal Church in April and May. And I'm very excited about that.
Sure. Now, Doro, you are, if you're nothing else, you are the most active metaler I think in the entire world. You're never not working. You always have either a record that's coming out, or you have a tour to promote. And you've been doing it for 30 whatever years at this point. Where do you get the energy to just keep going?
Oh, it's easy. I love music, I love metal, and I love the fans. That's where I really feel, that's where my heart is. And I feel at home all over the world as long as the fans are there. And yeah, I don't have any family. So, music, that is my life. I always wanted to do music. I guess since the day I guess since I was 3 years old, I wanted to do music. So I tell you, I really, it's almost like living your dream, even though it's sometimes hard. It's not always easy, but I guess maybe it's destiny or something. But I love it so much, and there's always so much going on, and some more ideas, and yeah, so there's always something to work on. Yeah, right.
Sure. Now, do you ever take the time, Doro, to just kind of sit back and look around and say, "Wow, I literally am doing exactly what I've wanted to do for my entire life."
Right, yeah. Well, I don't sit back often. I never took a vacation in my life, so there's always something. You're just working on a special song or rehearsal or doing a gig. You know, I just feel like, to keep it going is important. Keep up, good energy, and yeah, and then there's so much, in the making. So you always have to stay focused, and yeah, but I never really sit back. Maybe I should do that eventually. I should do
Well, eventually, right? What's the old saying? I'll sleep when I'm dead, right?
exactly. Doing it the Lemmy way, just living life to the fullest till the very last day. So yeah.
Exactly. Well, Doro, here in the States, people are very excited about the tour that you've got coming to the States. Let's talk about that a little
Yes.
bit. It's a great double bill with yourself and Metal Church. Talk about how that
Yes.
tour came to be, because that's an exciting double bill.
Yeah, totally. I'm as excited as you guys. And it was actually for many, many years, it was kind of, floating around that idea. I think 2, 3 years ago, I heard about it. And now we got like the promoter putting it all together. And I think it's great for old school metal fans. They probably will love it. And of course, we both have new records out, the Metal Church guys. We have the Forever Boris, Forever United. So we will probably play like the best of the best, only highlights of the 80s, and then best stuff of the new record. So I think it's pretty cool because we've been friends for many years too. And the Metal Church guys, they came, to visit us on, I don't know where it was on our last America tour. So yeah, it's I already feel, good vibes. We will share a road cruise, so we will share everything, and then we flip flop. Like sometimes we, start earlier, and sometimes, we finish late. So it's a double headliner thing, and it will be, being best friends, and maybe we do even something together. I can imagine it's something, towards the end of the tour, maybe we hop on stage and do something, do a song of each other. So yeah, so I think it's pretty good. And I loved Metal Church. I loved all their records from the early 80s. And yeah.
Sure. Now, did you have you toured with them previously, or is this your first time touring with Metal Church?
We played a couple of festivals, but it's the first tour. So yeah, it's the first tour, and yeah, it will be awesome. Yeah.
Sure. Now for you, Doro, you've got you have this great double release, and it's anybody that thinks you might be winding down toward the end of a career, all they got to do is look at this giant release of brand new music that you have, Forever Warriors and Forever United. Talk a little bit about how you have so many ideas and and how you're able to whittle it down, because from what I've heard that as many ideas as you have here, you had others that you didn't use, correct?
Yeah, actually, I was like, yeah, I was thinking about a new album, and then the first song, which was actually the most important song to me, it was a song dedicated to Lemmy. It's called "Living Life to the Fullest," and this idea, the melody, the lyrics, they just popped out, and then we started, and I wanted to record it nice in the studio, and suddenly more and more ideas came out, and then I had like about 45 songs, and then I called our record company, Nuclear Blast, and said, well, I think it would be like a shame if I would put 10 songs on a regular album or 12. And I said, I would love to do a double album. And at first I said, well, in this day and age, it's very, uncommon, very rare. And I said, yeah, but, I really feel there's strong songs on it, really cool, great melodies. And then I said, okay, do it. So yeah, so then I picked my 25 favorites, and now it's like this double album, and yeah, and many guests are on this album as well. There's one duet with Johann Heck of Amon Amarth. It's called If I Can't Have You, No One Will. And there's a song All for Metal with many, many guests like Miller of Creator, Johann Heck again, Sabaton, Chuck Billy of Testament, Warrell Dane. Yeah, he was one of my closest friends. It was my first big America tour in '88 with Megadeth and Sanctuary. And
Sure.
then Warrell Dane and me, we became friends. And luckily, he was in Wacken, and I was a guest on the Amon Amarth show, and I had to do just one song, and it went over great. So I was like just happy, walking around, talking to some friends and people backstage. And then I ran into Jeff Waters and Boral Dane, and we recorded All for Metal. And it was a demo at the time, but you could tell, oh, this might be a good anthem. It will definitely make the record. So many people, they played and sang on this record. And yeah, Doug Aldrich, he played a fantastic solo on Heartbroken. And yeah, and it was all over. It was good spirits, and I had so many ideas. And we did a couple of cover versions. One is of Motorhead, Lost in the Ozone, and there's a Whitesnake cover on Don't Break My Heart Again. And I thought, yeah, for a double album, I can, put all kinds of songs on which inspired me so much. And yeah, and then you had like the freedom to do more than just like, when you have 10 songs on a record, you will
Sure.
probably not do too many cover songs. But in that case, yeah, and some fun stuff like Metal is My Alcohol. It's a little metalish, punkish, and yeah, and some soulful songs like Soldier of Metal. I love that song. I probably want to play it live. I don't know how much time we have. I guess like maybe 75, 80 minutes each band.
Okay.
So we will see. I will definitely play all the Warlock highlights and then the best stuff of the new albums.
Sure. Are you ever surprised that there are so many bands that make heavier music than you do, that they all want to work with you or all want to appear on songs with you? Like you mentioned Johann from Amon Amarth. That band's a lot heavier than
Yeah.
Doro Pesch music, and it's quite surprising, but at the same time it's not, because you've become more than just a musician. You really have become an icon in heavy metal.
Oh, Chris, thank you so much for these kind words. Well, I just do what I love, and to tell you the Amon Amarth story, it was pretty amazing. I was in Wacken again. Wacken is one of my
Hmm.
favorite festivals. I was there, and I was watching their show, and my tour manager and me, we were watching, and I said, "Man, that's an awesome show." And then I just said, like, "Oh, I would love to do something with Amon Amarth one of these days."
Hmm.
So, and then I went on tour and did another record. Suddenly, I got an email. It was like maybe 6 months later, and it was an email of the guys of on Amon Amarth, and I said, "Hey, Doro, we have the song. We are making a new record. Would you like to do a duet?" And the song is called "A Dream That Cannot Be." I tell you, I almost dropped that. I thought, wow. So maybe they felt the same good chemistry, the same good energy. And sometimes, I guess things are just meant to be. And so this feeling definitely went vice versa, that they thought, yeah, maybe it's a cool thing to do something together. And I felt it extremely when I saw them live. I thought, yeah, and I like Johan. He reminds me a little bit, on the energy when I first saw James Hetfield in the 80s. He's like, he's a great performer. And then I thought, yeah, I just had this feeling. And then I asked him if he want to sing a duet on our new album, The Forever Boys Forever United. And it's the song If I Can't Have You, No One Will. And it's kind of like a heavier, yeah, like a little messed up love story kind of. And his voice, I think, is so cool on that. So, dark and, sinister and low. And I love it. I love it. So, and I love all kinds of styles. I love it from, hardcore to death metal to melodic metal to
Sure.
traditional heavy metal. It doesn't matter as long as there's some feeling to it, some depth, some energy, some great melodies. That's always what I like that the most, when there's great melodies and when there's something to say.
Sure. Now, Doro. One thing that has happened now in 2019, and has been coming, but I think it's really probably happening more than it ever has been before, is that women are not treated separately in the world of rock and metal anymore. Whether it's
Yeah.
Hailstorm or various bands, all different. And a lot of the women that I know that are in heavy metal, they look to you as an absolute influence. And I'll tell you too that have nothing but praise for you and always talk about how even in the little time that you spent with them, you taught them big things about being in the business. That's Veronica from Benedictum and Leather from Chastain, and now doing her solo thing.
Oh,
They
nice.
both, whenever you're mentioned, they both cannot stop talking about not only how friendly you are, which I think everybody knows, but about how you took the time to teach them little things that they now use in their careers. And that's big praise.
Oh, that's wow! Thank you so much for telling me these nice things. I just I love to support people, and I love when I see somebody is talented, and I love it. And usually, when I can pick our support bands, and I always pick people what I think they have something something what the fans will love. And Veronica, God, she has an awesome voice, what great pipes. And Leather as well, she was starting in the 80s. So yeah, I guess we all support each other. I think that's a good thing. And male and female. And yeah, and I always like to make people feel good. And when I see they want to do something, then I'm always, when someone says, "Oh, you want to do a duet or a tour?" Yeah, I'm usually, I'm always like gung ho. And yeah, but it's very nice to hear when people say nice things. That's, yeah,
Sure.
that's super sweet. And it's very inspiring for me as well. And yeah, I guess that's metal. Our
Yep.
heart and soul is, to do this. And yeah, to be there for the fans and to do music. And of course, everybody has different tastes, different talents, appeals to different audiences. But in the end, it's all one. And we all want to do good, and empower people and give out good energy. Even like the darkest, meanest, most aggressive bands, you want to make the people feel good, the audience, like, go crazy. And yeah, it's
No question. Well, Doro, as we said at the start of the interview, you're getting ready to go on tour with Metal Church. I believe Images of Eden is also on the bill
yes,
with you.
yes.
Have you heard them, or are you familiar with them at all?
Oh man, yeah. Now you ask me something. Oh God, I have to immediately check it out. I have to immediately check it out. Yeah, yeah. We're just rehearsing for the European tour, and yeah, sometimes I don't have time to do anything else than
Sure.
concentrate on upcoming touring, but I will check it out, and I'm very happy to tour with them, and I'm sure it will be great. I'm sure it will. And yeah, now that you caught me, next time somebody asks me, I know everything in and out, of their repertoire. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, Dora, we had them on the show a couple of weeks ago when they first got the announcement of being on the tour, and they could not be
Mhm.
more excited about being on the tour with you and Metal Church.
Oh,
They are
cool.
very excited, and I think they'll fit perfectly. They're a little bit more progressive than straight up metal than
Yeah.
maybe you are or maybe Metal Church, but they'll fit right in. It's going to be a good tour.
Yeah, 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 and good people, and yeah, yeah. I'm extremely excited, and yes, yes,
Sure. Well,
super.
Doro, the tour starts. When exactly does the tour in the U.S. start?
Yeah, actually, we start April 17th in Las Vegas, and then we go to Anaheim, and Friday, April 19th is Los Angeles, the Whiskey, and then Tempe, Arizona. Chicago is May 2nd, and New York, we play actually in Brooklyn, and
Okay.
it got changed. The Club Highline Ballroom, I think they went out of business, something was up, so we changed from New York City to Brooklyn, the Kingsland, and yeah, that's New York, May 7th. And yeah, and then I think we go to New Jersey, and yeah, and then Pennsylvania, and then last show is in New Bedford on Saturday, May 11th, the Vault, Greasy Luck. So yeah, so that's close to Boston, and yeah, I haven't played in Boston for a long time,
Sure.
so the last couple of shows, I'm sure it will be great, and yeah, probably all the bands we will play all together on one stage. Probably 15 people on one stage. I expect
Excellent.
something like that. Yeah.
Sure. Well, Doro, it's always great to have you on the show. It's always great to have you out touring because it gives us metalheads a reason to get out of the house and go see some great metal.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
people.
get your metal power up, and and
That's right.
I'm excited to play all. Yeah, we will definitely play all the highlights. So definitely Burning the Witches, All We Are, für immer, everything will be on, and yeah, and the new stuff, and yeah, and I can't wait. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Doro, why don't we wrap this one up with you picking a song from Forever Warriors, Forever United, and tell the fans a little story about it to wrap the interview up.
Yes, to honor everybody who sang on this record, I would say All for Metal, because that's such a nice anthem and it makes you feel good. It really reminds me a little bit on our song All We Are, and many people sang on it, from Johan Heck, Miller of Creator, Chuck Billy of Testament, Warrell Dane, and yeah, and this one was our first single. It's actually a cool video. It's pretty funny, and yeah, so my pick would be All for Metal of the Forever Warriors album, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, sing along, whistle along, and yeah, and we will definitely do it live on the tour.
Excellent. Well, let's check it out right now. It's all for metal. It's Doro right here on your classic metal show.